It might be time to kiss Austin, Texas goodbye. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So let's step back on the real estate merry-go-round. Around and around we go. Our next stop, Austin, Texas. We're going to examine a local listing. My job is hopefully to inform you guys, educate you, and entertain you a little bit, the best of my ability, on what to look for with our real estate market. Because the realities are this, friends. If we lose the U.S. housing market, we lose everything. And the shocker, the kicker in this one is we found ourselves, yes, I'm going to say it, even as a real estate guy, we're in another real estate bubble. But this isn't just a garden variety bubble. This is a super bubble. In fact, this isn't even a super bubble. Whew. Coming up for air. This is, hold on, buckle up, strap in, hold on your hats and glasses. This is the biggest bubble ever recorded in human history. Those are the facts. Overnight appreciation to never seen before highs. And we had a lot of crisis-driven hotspots in Texas. Austin, for sure, was one of those. A lot of places had huge run-ups, and we had a lot of the institutional buyers, a lot of the builders, a lot of FOMO millennials flooding in, a lot of migration from here in California where I'm sitting today, people running for Texas, trying to just get somewhere where it wasn't, the political climate wasn't as bad. Unfortunately, anytime the market exhibits bubble behavior, it's going to have a hard time sustaining itself. And like I said, friends, this was zero organic growth. This was all market manipulation. And unfortunately, leadership really dropped the ball, because as much as I love real estate and enjoyed some of these run-ups, the reality is this: I've seen this movie before. I lived through the '08 bubble. This bubble makes '08 look like, in fact, a warm-up, friends. In '08, it was what? Ninja loans. It was those ninja loans. This is much worse. This was a casino climate, dumping money into the economy and making agents essential workers with limited supply, and a dropping of those interest rates. The prices went parabolic. The leadership should have stepped in instantly when that hockey stick started showing that real estate values were going to go spiking through the roof, and risen rates instantly to tame these markets. They didn't. They let it go, and now it's a runaway train. It's left the station. It is off the rails in Austin, Texas. You're up to bat, my friends. So my goal is now, because I know a lot of you played it safe in this one, or a lot of you just might want to invest. I mean, real estate is the path to wealth. My job is to take these listings and pick them apart the way I do, so you can read between the lines and look between the cracks and understand the waters that you're swimming in. I want you to make smart decisions moving forward, how to look at these properties. The majority of people looking at these properties are not looking at them the way I look at them, and the way I'm about to show you the way that you might want to look at them as well. So we're going to jump over to a local listing in Austin, Texas, see how they're behaving. Then we're going to meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors. We're heading into Austin, Texas. Although it's not all rainbows and sunshine for this city anymore. They had a huge influx of migration and remote workers during the crisis, spiking their real estate to unrealistic numbers. And now the reverse course has in fact happened, as many people are now either running for the exits or can no longer keep up with their cost of living and or their housing costs, which is reaching right into their local real estate and taking a huge bite out of their values. People are going upside down as we speak. This will force a lot of short sales, a lot of foreclosures in this city. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a local listing and see what we can make of it. Let's bring up our crash map, courtesy of our good fuzzy friends and failed iBuyers over at Zillow. The shocking part here, every single red dot on your screen is in fact a property going through the kiss of death. Price reductions, overpriced, stuck on the market. Now let's go ahead and tour today's featured listing. And what do we notice first? You guessed it, we are in fact on top of going through the kiss of death, stuck on the market, going through price reductions, sucking air. We have no owner, we have no renter. Something's going wrong with this property. Anytime I see an empty property, I know somebody needs to get sold and get sold quick. Let's go ahead and get into some of the numbers. As we can see, this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over 1,500 square foot home is currently stuck on the market at $287,000 after going through its latest of many price reductions of $15,000. They are, in fact, chasing the market, which we will see here momentarily, but let's dig a little deeper. Folks, this is very important. You always want to look and see what year your home was built at, or the subject home. This one was built in 2011, which is good. It's not too old. It's not too new. Anything too old could have a lot of problems and just be dated. Anything too new could be all bubble buyers. Anything 2020 and above was built during the real estate bubble, which means all your neighbors are at risk of potentially losing their homes. This one, built in 2011, actually has something going for it because many people in your neighborhood bought pre-crisis. That is actually a good thing. That's very important as we move forward. Let's look a little further. Next up, our property description. Also very important. And what does ours start off with? You guessed it, price to sell, which may as well say desperation time, but it gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. It's not only what it's saying, it's how long they're taking to say it. This one wrote us a novel a mile long, which for me is another sign of desperation of trying to oversell the house. Most of us just want to see the bullet points, the features, not a tired, long explanation overselling the home. I like this in terms of potentially testing them with an offer. Let's look a little deeper. As we can see here, our property is over 90 days on the market, probably just from their latest price reduction. We'll get into the sales history or price reduction history to see a little further to get a bigger read on what exactly is going on with this home. But with this many saves and this many days on market, not a lot of interest, and it doesn't even matter. They're already showing the kiss of death, chasing the market, going through price reductions. Let's go ahead and see how much they're doing. Before we do, let's see our property pencils out. As we can see here, if we were to give them their current stuck on the market price, which we wouldn't, our estimated cost to carry would be around $1,800 a month. When you factor in all other related costs, you may as well round this up to around $2,000 a month or so to carry this property. What's important? What would it cost to rent this home? That's the true value of a home, what its rent range is. Zillow used to give us rent ranges on these properties. Now they're making you dig a little deeper. So let's go ahead and jump over and see what 3-bedroom properties are in fact renting for in Austin, Texas, to see if this thing has any potential value to make an offer or not. As we can see here, based on condition and style and area of home, you can go from anywhere from $2,000, $2,500. This property that we're looking at right now is in fact showing itself to potentially be able to stand on its own 2 feet as a rental if it ever needed to. This is something you want to do for your primary home anytime you're buying, is make sure your payment's within its rent range, just as an added level of security and insurance policy you can pull for yourself. And ultimately, if you ever want to stack multiple investment properties, you can start with your first home if it pencils out. Very important to me as a real estate professional to help my clients get into properties that do this. But let's go ahead and look a little further. And here we go, the tail on the tape. We're currently stuck on the market at $287,000. You can see we were contingent, had an offer accepted at $300,000, fell out of escrow. Somebody apparently backed out, or their lender backed out. We can see we originally started our journey at $335,000 last summer, and now we are stuck on the market, chasing the market, in and out of escrow. Our property is empty, sucking air. This tells me we need to test this property with, in fact, an offer, not an over asking price, not a full price offer, an under asking price offer. This property is very close to penciling out and being priced in the twos, which is way below the national median home price average of around $400,000. There is some safety when buying in this price range. Usually the last to get hit, the first to bounce back. Affordable homes will always be in demand, but this place Austin, Texas had extreme run-ups from migration and remote workers that's now reversing course. It couldn't sustain itself. This is, in fact, what happens when the markets exhibit bubble behavior. Most people didn't realize this because they never lived through a boom-bust period before. They bought into the narrative. They bought into the FOMO. But this property does, in fact, have some things going for it. Let's jump back to the studio and wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back, and here we go. So here's the thing, friends. Anytime we're looking at real estate, we always want to see, of course, are they going through price reductions? Are they occupied or unoccupied? Most people don't look at that. Are there property descriptions a mile long? Are we overselling it? When we start off our property description, which of course was an edited property description, because when they came on the market, they certainly weren't advertising all caps at the start of their description, price reduction, price reduced, price to sell, whatever they're saying. No, this is desperation time. And listen, friends, when you only have a couple moments to capture the imagination of a potential buyer, if you write a novel, you're gonna lose them. Most of us look at pictures and prices, and then when we're getting smart, like hopefully you're gonna get with me today, we need to read between the lines and look between the cracks. Like I said, if they're stuck on the market, showing price reductions, chasing the market, when they were in escrow, fell out of escrow, and they're back on the market, they're not pulling their listing, we need to get sold. When we're unoccupied, sucking air, nobody's paying rent, and nobody's enjoying that house to live in, it's now just an anchor, an expense, not an asset. This is a bad look for real estate. So for me, this is our job. That's why I always say, every buyer's different, every seller's different, every property is different. A lot of you are like waiting for blood in the streets. Listen, friends, the reality is this. There's a good chance we're going to end up with another crash. All areas will behave differently. Some areas will be able to weather the storm a little better than others. In fact, ones like the ones I showed you today, and this is the scary part about this property, friends. Our property penciled out. Our cost to carry, even at their $287,000 stuck on the market price where they're at now, is around $2,000 a month. These places are renting for over $2,000 a month. Even investors aren't buying this. In fact, an investor might be the one liquidating this thing, trying to get it off their books. But when you see properties that are actually cheaper to own than to rent and they still can't get sold, that is a bad look. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now, they're shark infested. Austin, Texas, welcome to the swimming pool. We took a look at a listing today. It doesn't look good. Throw a dart at a map of Austin, and you're hitting a property doing the exact same thing. That city had so many red dots of properties going through price reductions. Took me 1 second to find one to blow apart today. It is that easy. Your job moving forward is start testing people with offers. A lot of you guys will reach out to me. Hey, Scott, when should I start working with an agent? I'm not ready to buy it. Start working with an agent right now, because if you stay stuck on the sidelines, you're going to get paralysis by analysis. This property actually could stand on its own 2 feet as a rental property. A great metric to look at anytime you want to know if there's safety when buying a property. Is my property with the standard amount down, cost to carry per month within its rent range? If so, there is safety there. Unfortunately, this thing's still stuck on the market. Builders, institutional buyers, everybody's running for the exits. They're afraid of this thing. And because they are now like a deer in the headlights, they can't look at the properties the way you and I can with a calm, cool, collected eye. My advice is get your agent in place, start testing properties with offers, get comfortable out there playing in this environment. I like this property for a couple reasons. For one, I know I'm going to get an offer to stick that's below their currently stuck on the market price, most likely. Number two, these people were built in 2011, so my neighbors are pre-pandemic buyers. They didn't buy in the bubble. So anytime I can find a property that's pre-bubble construction, I like that. There's safety there. Anything bought during the bubble, if this thing goes sideways, every single yard is going to have a sign in it, and a foreclosure festival is going to come sweeping through those neighborhoods. These ones could be slightly insulated, and that's why I'll be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. Appreciate the content. I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Simply reach out to ScottWaltersRealestate at Gmail. I'll find you there. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, gonna love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.